We're looking at a mass airflow sensor from a 2003 Chevy pickup. It's a 3/4 ton HD model. It's got the 8.1 V8 engine in it, and check engine light was on. Owner or driver wasn't really complaining about any type of drivability issues, at least nothing that they had really noticed. But anyway, there was a code set for P0101, which is a mass airflow sensor code. And so we pulled this mass airflow sensor out to have a look at it and check to see if it's dirty. Very, very common that these things get dirty. If we look in this is actually the front side, so this is the side where the air comes in, but looking around the back side we can see into that a little bit better. So you can see inside of here we've got a few different things going on. Okay, these little elements here, here, and here are essentially little resistors, and these little resistors channel current through them. As the air flows through the mass airflow sensor, the amount of current that the computer has to flow through these things will be directly related to the amount of air that's flowing in, because as the air flows in, it cools those little resistors, and when they cool off, they flow more current. Well, the computer will be able to see that the more current flow that it's able to flow through these resistors, the more airflow you have. The other thing we have down inside here is this little nub right there. That's actually your intake air temperature sensor. Very common to have IAT and MAF sensors combined into one unit. Okay, so anyway, looking at it from this side, from the front side, we have this screen here, and you can see it's really dirty. I mean, as I rub my finger over it, there's all sorts of dirt just on that. So we've got an air filter that's, at some point, it's had an air filter that's been compromised in some way or another. Not uncommon to have an air filter box that's not sealing properly. That's a pretty common way to get this stuff to come through. Also, poor quality air filters. In some situations, if you have a high flow air filter, then you have an extra accumulation of dirt because of the oil in the air filter. Well, as we try to look down through that little honeycomb screen that's there to protect those little sensor elements, there's a tremendous amount of dirt that we can see on the little resistors or the little sensor units inside there, as well as these little the little bars that you see that cross back and forth and actually carry the electricity through the sensor. There's quite a bit of dirt now there, but it's kind of hard to tell because of that screen. So can you pop that screen out of there? Well, you can, but not very effectively. You're going to damage it somewhat, and we really want to keep that thing intact. We don't want to damage it. But if we flip it back over like this, okay, if I stick my finger down in here and rub it across the front of one of those bars, okay, look how dirty that is. See how much dirt and just nasty garbage is accumulated there. Okay, so these are all kind of like that. And if I touch some of the other ones, you can see that my finger comes out dirty there too. So it's funny because when you look at it from this side, you know, you look at those resistors and you don't see any dirt. There's no dirt on the resistors, there's no dirt on those little bars that are supporting the resistors. It really doesn't look that bad, but it is dirty. So if we come back around from this side, now with the naked eye you can see where I've rubbed the dirt off of those little bars in there, but from this side you can't really tell. So what we need to do is we need to clean this. Now I don't know if this is going to fix the mass airflow sensor code, because honestly the code that you get most often when you have a dirty mass airflow sensor is a P0171 or a P0174. And those are lean codes, lean bank 1 and lean bank 2. And the reason you get that is because as the air is flowing through the sensor, it's not cooling down the resistor very much. And so the computer doesn't see the massive amounts of air because the resistors are insulated by the dirt. So the dirt and the grime insulates the resistors, and the computer can't see the airflow. So if it can't see the airflow, it doesn't blend as much fuel as it would need to with that much air, and then the system goes lean. So I don't know if cleaning this is going to cause this P0101 code to not return, but we definitely need to start by cleaning it up. And then if we clean it up, we can drive it again. Now, if it does fix it, I would imagine the owner of this vehicle is going to see a couple things. They're going to see better fuel economy and more power. And if we can get better fuel economy and more power from our vehicles, that certainly makes us happy, and that would definitely make the owner of this vehicle happy. I mean, it's an 8.1 for crying out loud, so he's lucky if he's getting 12 miles per gallon from that big V8. So we will clean this mass airflow sensor and we'll see what happens.